course, is to induce the gradual surrender of American sovereignty, piece by piece and step by step, to various international organizations, of which the United Nations is the outstanding but far from the only example.
Hey, good morning everybody, and welcome back to my channel, and thanks for watching my video. But today we're going to talk a little bit about this right here, the debt clock. The debt clock, and right there, the $22 trillion. Listen, it just don't make any sense. You know, the debt in the U.S. goes up. If you put a just write down this number right here, it's 341. In 1 minute, that's going to be $342 million. So you got every minute our debt goes up $1 million. But do we care about that? Most people don't care nothing about that. I checked every state. You can click on this button up here and check states and check the debt for each state. There's not a state in the union of the 50 states, there's not one state that is spending less than it takes in. Every state in the United States spends more money than it makes. So what do they have to do? They have to come up with more ways of bringing in more money and taking more money out of your pocket every day to keep this economy, and to keep, they ain't really worried about the economy. They're worried about their jobs and the government jobs to keep them going. They're not worried about it. Because if it came right down to it, and I'm kind of getting off in the weeds here, I mean, you and I, we could go out and we could plant food and we can scrounge around, we could get enough food to survive. But these rich people that control the world, they can't do that. I mean, if they had all the money in the world and it was all piled up at their feet, they can't eat that, so they're going to do what they can to keep everybody going. The debt per household is just astonishing. Now, I think now the debt per person is getting up to be $60,000-$70,000. That's per person. So if you got a newborn kid that's a week old, that kid owes, the minute it's born, $67,000. That is absolutely crazy. And you know, they're talking about global warming and all this stuff, and all that's great. I wish them all the luck in the world. But you know what happened when the dinosaurs were extinct and stuff like that? There was no man here to pollute the earth and cause cause everything. Look at Noah's Ark and the flood. You know, what did it do? Campfires, were the campfires the cause of global warming? No. So are we having some effect on it? Maybe not, but the earth's going to do what the earth is going to do, and we're not going to stop it from whatever is going on. But we're going to talk a little bit about poverty in the world, and particularly in the United States. You know, we had this problem in Europe and England and Ireland and all those places, 200 years ago before we came to the United States. And the United States was, was doing fine before it was the United States. The Indians had it. The Indians owned it. The Indians run it. And I think the Indians still own it. I think the Indians own every freaking inch of every freaking space in the United States. You know, just because we were stronger and came in here and took over and put Indians on reservations, that don't mean that we own it. We just took control of it. And talking about that, these casinos that are in these on these reservations, I want to get real for a minute. I mean, when they put these casinos on these reservations, and they're making millions and millions of dollars, there should not be one poor Indian person anywhere. they should get a paycheck every week or every month from those casinos, whether they're in Tampa, Florida, whether they're in Cherokee, North Carolina, wherever they're at. Those casinos, that they got those casinos and put them in their own Indian territory to get the government, well, I don't know why, but they had to get permission from the United States government to build a casino, and I'm sure they're taking a large cut of that. But I'm going to go through a few things here real quick. I'm going to try and make this video as short as possible. But just think about it. We came in here and we took the land from the Indians by whatever means we did, and now they're asking us permission to put a casino on their property to make money because there's so much poverty on the reservations where we stuck them and didn't give them any resources to make a living. And I could go on and on about that, but I'm not. I'm going to stop right there. But they should, every single Indian in America should be getting a paycheck or getting something from these casinos every week or every month. I'm going to stop there. But anyway, the other thing we're talking about is there's two things running this world, and that is power and money. Power and money. Power's first. You would think money's first. Power's first. Because if you got the power of the purse, you can print money. And that's exactly what we're doing in the United States of America. I mean, $22 trillion and $1 million a minute is what our debt is going up. The debt is going up. And it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. Why don't some of these people that we vote into office, they say they're going to get in there and do something, and all they do is get in there and figure out a way to line their pockets. I swear I don't know where the end of this is going to come from or how it's going to end, but it's not going to end very pretty for all the middle class and poor people, because the rich people are going to succeed. The most powerful people are going to succeed, and they're going to keep the money, and that's terrible. But you want the people that have the money, or the Vanderbilts, the Kennedys, the Rockefellers, the Porsches, the Rothschilds, Wal-Mart, Koch Brothers, Mars, and the Bush family. They have the most money, and when you have the most money, you control every freaking thing, and that's the way it is. I mean, it's just out of this world. There are a record number of billionaires right now in the world. There's 2,208 billionaires according to Forbes. 2,208. The Rockefellers, Morgans, DuPonts, Bushes, as of July 13, 2017. The richest people in the world is Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Bernard Arnault. And the richest families in the world, number one richest family, according to the Forbes and according to Wikipedia and all that, is the Waltons, which is the Wal-Mart family, which is all the Wal-Mart stores. Koch Brothers are number two. Mars family, chocolate are number three. And Bernard Arnault family is number four. But they got the most money. But the most powerful family in the world is Rothschilds. Now, I want to talk about one more thing, and then I'm going to get out of your hair. I'm going to let you watch this video after I'm done. I hope you stick around to the end of the video so you can watch this video from 1958. It's impressive. But the schools, especially in Florida, these teachers are having to go out and protest and picket to get a 4 or 5% raise. when years ago, I don't even remember how long ago it was a long time ago, they started this thing in Florida called the lottery. And the lottery was going to cure all the school problems because all the profit from that, well, not all the profit, but profit from the lottery was going to go to schools, to supplies, to building more schools, to hiring more teachers, to paying teachers better. And now you don't hear one politician or one person talk. It's making me mad that nobody talks about this stuff. You know, they started this lottery to help with the schools, and now the teachers have to fight for a 4 or 5% increase in pay when the lotteries are making millions and billions of dollars, maybe even trillions over years. You know, the lottery's making all this money, and it goes to the people that run it. You know, the person that's running the lottery probably makes $500 million a year. That's ridiculous. That person running the lottery should do it as a volunteer, and the money should go back to the schools like it was supposed to. Whew. Anyway, watch this video and come back and make comments underneath this video. Express yourself. Say what you think. Put your comments under this video, because this is real right here, people. This is real. I mean, how? Come on, people. $22 trillion, and we spend $1 trillion more a year than what we take in as a country? That's not right. Some states spend $1 trillion more than what they take in, and that ain't right either. California is terrible. You can click on these links up here, and I'm not going to go through every one of them, but where it says state debt clock, click on there and go to your state and check it out. Let's go to this other video. I'm tired of talking.
Of course, is to induce the gradual surrender of American sovereignty, piece by piece and step by step, to various international organizations, of which the United Nations is the outstanding but far from the only example. Now, here are the aims for the United States. 1, greatly expanded government spending for every conceivable means of getting rid of ever larger sums of American money as wastefully as possible. 2, higher and then much higher taxes. 3, an increasingly unbalanced budget despite the higher taxes. 4, wild inflation of our currency. 5, government controls of prices, wages, and materials, supposedly to combat inflation. 6, greatly increased socialistic controls over every operation of our economy and every activity of our daily lives. This is to be accompanied naturally and automatically by a correspondingly huge increase in the size of our bureaucracy and in both the cost and reach of our domestic government. 7, far more centralization of power in Washington and the practical elimination of our state lines. There is a many-faceted drive at work to have our state lines eventually mean no more within the nation than our county lines do now within the states. 8, the steady advance of federal aid to and control over our educational system, leading to complete federalization of our public education. 9, a constant hammering into the American consciousness of the horror of modern warfare, the beauties and the absolute necessity of peace. Peace always on communist terms, of course. And 10, the consequent willingness of the American people to allow the steps of appeasement by our government, which amount to a piecemeal surrender of the rest of the free world.
Hey, I hope you stuck with me and watched the video, on entire video and everything. I appreciate you watching the video. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and I'll try to calm down on the next video. But this should really tick you off. These people are just taking this money and spending it, and it ain't their money. the government, these people running the government need to get their hands out of the taxpayers' pockets. Hey, you guys have a good day. Don't take everything too serious. I'll see you later on my next video. Easy for me to say.